Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Trek Resurgence. Last time on Star Trek Resurgence.
We do not have a way to evacuate you from the Xeldi.
I hear voices down the corridor.
Goodbye, random red shirts. She was trying to kill me.
The Tkon also compromised our systems when Petty Officer Maris stole data from our computer core.
Itasca, is that you?
Major!
It's my lieutenant. Where are you?
The sooner you leave, the better.
The hell we will. What about my crew trapped aboard that ship?
We know you're Tkon.
Imagine what a queen, a starship captain, or even a Federation ambassador could accomplish if their power was wielded by a truly superior entity.
Incoming!
What?
That bypassed our shields entirely! How do they keep matching our shield frequency?
I could destroy you at any moment, but I'd rather hear your pleas for mercy first.
We appreciate your mercy.
We might have an option. Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tkon Empire. If anyone could find Galvin, it would be him.
Now!
It may not be convenient, but we don't kill enemies who've surrendered.
Petty Officer Diaz and I will figure out how to stop the ship.
If you hear scratching, it's just my cat, trying to get into a cupboard she's not allowed to be in.
Oh, being a little nuisance, baby, my boo-boo. Oh, you want to be here? Okay, sorry.
Sorry, no cat cameo today. Right.
Crystals. They're all over this place.
Perhaps they're a power source. Navigation
Look
data?
here. It's navigational data.
We saw that already. Headed to the edge of the galaxy.
It's only a display. We couldn't use it to change course or alter speed.
There are two interfaces on top of each other.
Oh.
This is not Alydian programming.
Tkon. Oh, we can talk to Nilly. Oh, looking out the window? That's a view screen? Really?
Gotta figure this out before we get wherever we're going. If the Resolute can't catch up to us, we're in a whole different kind of trouble.
Yes, yes indeed. What do you want me to do with my tricorder? Oh. How do I do this again?
It's the Tkon language.
From what I can tell, the ship's systems are actively responding to input.
Which is the opposite of how most bridges work. They usually send commands, not receive them.
There's
It's
a
from an
cat here.
intrusive program. This control station won't do us any good.
Well, that's good. What exactly am I scanning just now?
The engine's a red line, running at full power. But this main drive manifold is spiking way over nominal levels.
Very dangerous.
Even at 100% output, the warp cores wouldn't push this much plasma to the drive section.
That much reactor output would drive us past the theoretical top speed of this ship. So how fast are we actually going?
Oh, below warp 10, of course.
We're gonna be there in less than an hour.
We can't let that happen.
Hold on, it would take days to go this distance with our fastest ship. We're traveling at a warp factor many times greater than this ship should even be capable of. Even with the engines pushed as hard as they are, they wouldn't produce this speed.
Whether it's these crystals or the power from the Cartabula, the Tkon have found a way to increase the engine output and top speed. We have to find a way to hit the brakes before we outrun anyone who could help us.
We stop it, so they can't get this ship where they're going, and enact the next phase of their plan. That is, if they don't destroy us all first. I would have thought this ship would disintegrate going this speed. But somehow, that hasn't happened yet.
So what is their endgame? They've transformed individuals, they've transformed this ship, in a way. How far will they go?
As far as we let them. Their technology certainly doesn't seem to have limits.
I hate to think what the Cartabula could do if it was plugged into something it was meant to power.
Scanning a crystal?
These crystals are Tkon technology. They seem to be active, just like the rest of their tech. Tetrametric pulses.
Tetrametric?
It's the energy signature of Tkon technology. Everything they make gives off this type of radiation.
They're blocking the inputs. It's not responding at all. Everything I try, it just ignores me.
So how do the Tkon use this tech?
It's beyond me. What have they done to this bridge?
Consoles running themselves, some clogged up with crystals that are sending off tetrametric pulses?
But none of this is sending signals outward. It's receiving.
From somewhere else? They're commanding the
Flying
ship
from somewhere else.
Ah.
That should be impossible. But it explains why there's less than a full bridge crew. If they aren't flying the ship from the bridge, where are they controlling it from?
Engineering would be my guess. That is the plan B on Federation starships anyway. Weapons.
Huh.
Careful where you point that thing.
It's not active. I can't see any way this would work as a weapon. It's dead.
Out of ammo?
I'm not sure. That's everything. We got some answers.
I don't like what they tell us, though.
If we can learn nothing else, then what's left is to make these Tkon talk.
I didn't get a chance to talk to them.
We'll dispose of them.
Hey, that's not how we do this.
That is enough from you.
So much for it being inactive.
I thought that thing was useless.
It was. No power. Until he touched it. The weapons must be biocoded.
Our technology will only work for one of our kind.
I can assure you, this weapon works just fine for me.
Slow
This
down,
can be a
Rydek.
test.
You can't control the ship with a disruptor.
But I can use it to control you.
Ah!
Let's talk.
Number 1. Oh.
The Titan's communications officer says Captain Riker will be ready in just a moment. You need to see this. The report on the data breach.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well. Meaning every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack. Making this so much worse than it already was.
At the risk of stating the obvious, wouldn't changing the algorithms solve the problem?
Yeah, I wish it was that simple. Unfortunately, it's an encrypted code that would take weeks to change, if not longer.
I have Captain Riker for you.
Let's not mention any of this shield business to Riker just yet.
What?
Put him through. Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
My pleasure.
Sir.
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
We have?
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Residius 6.
Ah, yes. And now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
I feel like there's something wrong with Jonathan Frakes' voice. Maybe the reverb and the way it sounds doesn't match how it should sound. Or maybe it's just the tone. I don't know. There's just something about it that takes me out.
Well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
And let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
Oh, this old chestnut. I am curious to hear what she says, though.
Ultimately, my responsibility is to the crew at large.
The needs of the many. You have been hanging around Ambassador Spock. But the truth is, it's a trick question. Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers. And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the prime directive, or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Tkon entity known as Portal 6-3. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
What we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 6-3 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you, but don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry and theatrics.
I'll stand up to him. You can trust in that.
Good, but that's just the first step. Portal is full of bluster and bravado, but he can be reasoned with. And that's my other piece of advice. You want to appeal to him rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Tkon, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
You think he knows that the Tkon have returned?
He didn't even know they were gone when we went there. But the moment the Enterprise dropped into orbit around Delphi Ardu 4, he downloaded the entirety of the ship's computer. So I'd expect the same when you get there.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Tkon ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, there has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Tkon if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
We both know Command has had...
I feel like it's the voice acting. It's just... off. If I had that answer, that would have been the first thing I told you. Rather than, if I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you. It's just, it's artificial. Maybe he was directed improperly? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical, devising new ways to take on the Borg.
Trust me. This isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
There are some things you can't be prepared for. And if there are no specific tactical solutions, we'll just have to take our chances. After all, risk is our business.
We try to mitigate that risk as best we can. But the Starfleet we know today was built on that attitude.
Well said.
There was a special task force that considered the Tkon, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi-Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space. Just remember what I've told you. And it wouldn't hurt to read some Sun Tzu en route. Or Marcus Aurelius.
Anything else?
Your advice is well taken, Captain Riker. No matter what he throws at us, we'll stand up to this Tkon Guardian.
I'm sure you will. Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Tkon stole some data from your central computer. What's that all about?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach.
No, we're not.
Nothing
We're
to
done.
report as of right now.
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious, which is why I'm asking.
One thing we know is that they stole Starfleet shield algorithms.
The shield algorithms? That could jeopardize every ship in the fleet.
We're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
This is as real as it gets, Solano. I have to talk to Starfleet Command now, so I think this conversation has come to an end. I really do hope you get Portal 6-3 and find those Tkon before this gets out of control. Riker out.
I may have been out of line.
I specifically said I wanted to keep this under wraps. I thought we had an understanding. Now all of Starfleet will hear about this.
I wouldn't lie.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I didn't feel comfortable lying to a superior officer.
I have no problem telling Starfleet. I just didn't want Riker holding this over me. Now I have to think about the damage control of it all. You're dismissed.
Damage control. Damage control is finding a way to stop this from being a mess! As in the shield algorithms being had by them. That's the mess.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy. Transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
Helm is on the left? But then who's that on the right in a command division uniform?
That was unpleasant. Commander Ermont, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Commander Westbrook, what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No sign of this outrageously powerful Tkon being?
I'm running a magneton scan now, but so far...
Did Starfleet provide us coordinates for the portal's location?
Where are you? Prep your way, team.
Understood.
We don't know if Portal 6-3 will cooperate.
Westbrook, the Doctor, and random Redshirt.
He's an enemy.
And Bedrosian, and another random Redshirt. Not for the timid.
Prove you're worth keeping alive for a little while longer.
I cannot stop this ship any more than you could stop the tides.
Not good enough.
The impotent threats of a lower life form do not sway me. I will not bend to you. I was born 600,000 years ago. But a new age dawns today.
I liked you a lot better when you were Ryan Kapoor. Pain in the ass sometimes, but a stand-up guy when it counted.
You weren't friends with the one who gave up this body.
He didn't give it, you took it. And all the others.
My name is Zanu Delosa. I was born in the final days of the Age of Makto. I am but one of many. We who took a leap of faith across the bridge of time to be reborn in these bodies.
Eventually, one of you will break.
You don't understand how overmatched you truly are. This craft was nothing before we imbued it with the speed required by our mission. And the Cartabula produces enough energy to drive an entire fleet of ships like this one. But when we wake the Aphelion, we won't need a fleet.
Aphelion.
The Aphelion?
Only then will you understand the might of the Tkon Empire. Reborn in this time.
And when you wake the Aphelion, What are you going to do with it?
Anything we want.
Come on! This goes from bad to worse unless you do what they say.
It's coming alive.
You can't stop the ship!
Then he will. Or we cut off his hands and use them ourselves.
I think it would probably
Once
only...
I reduce speed or change our heading, the others will know. First, they'll just resume course from elsewhere. Trivial matter. And then, they will come here.
You're being very helpful.
For you, this is a dead end.
I don't know if he's telling the truth, but I don't like it. We need a new plan.
He's just trying to talk his way out of trouble.
It makes sense.
Why would you tell us all this?
I tell you because I value my own life.
Really?
When my fellow Scions come, and they will come, I expect you'll all act like the savages you are, and a battle will ensue. We've all died once. I don't intend to do so again. I won't touch those controls. If you want to get us killed, do it yourselves.
You fear death. There's a way to stop this ship for good, and he knows how. He just needs more pressure.
What kind of pressure?
Cut off his legs.
We hurt him, he'll talk. Trust me.
That's against Starfleet protocol.
You're not on a Starfleet ship. Your protocol does not apply. We take the action that will lead to our victory.
No.
Don't assume your moral code takes precedence above all others.
I'm not gonna torture them. Not like this. But there's gotta be something we can work with here.
The engineering
This
section.
area here?
Power generation. The warp cores.
Cores?
Deserted.
Oh. Why? That's us. That's engineering output. Where would they be controlling the ship from? What other areas are there, other than the bridge and engineering, that could serve as command centers? Is there a secondary bridge?
What's this?
This display shows the location of the Tkon on the ship. This is where the infiltrators are, the central artery of ship systems. Sensors, propulsion, weapons. Doesn't seem to be working here.
This is weird. Going this fast, it would be too dangerous to force a warp collapse by cracking one of the propulsion coils. That could rupture the hull, end up damaging the Cartabula in the process.
And that risks tearing a hole in space.
We can't have that.
Or just cut off antimatter flow to the engine. Or eject the plasma from the... cut off the plasma flow to the nacelles.
Engine status. Right. The warp cores are still practically redlined. However they've supercharged the Xeldi, it still relies on existing systems.
They just amplify the output?
But the Tkon have already interfaced with those systems. The controls will be no use. So we'd have to find a way to manually shut down the warp cores.
Might not be a manual shutdown as much as it'll be sabotage.
No one appears to be guarding it. I think I can get us there.
No one's
Once
guarding
we're
it,
in,
but that's illogical.
Do you really think you can cripple my ship? Not something I'd normally ask. But I'm coming around to it.
I got this. I'm an engineer. This is my territory.
Then we'll follow your lead.
This plan of yours has one problem. It strands us. Left out of the fight when there is a war going on.
Our fight is here, now. This is how we do the most good.
The primary objective is stopping the enemy from achieving their objective, and their objective relies on us having warp cores.
For the Empire.
For the Empire.
So, Carter, you didn't beam out after all. I thought you
Jolan
escaped
True.
when we boarded. I had almost hoped you'd made it off. And Nilly's there with you too, right?
The only person who gets me off is the real you.
Sounds like you miss me.
Miranda might have. She was so hopeful about you. But that's not why I called. You're not a fighter. I know it. You know it. That's why
I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures.
you're hiding. Somewhere on this ship. But the Tkon Empire has so much to offer you. Think of all the knowledge lost for 500,000 years that you'd have access to.
Sound like the
I know you want
Borg.
more from life, and I want to show you what you could be a part of.
You sound like the Borg, honestly.
Seen from us. In our time, we had the power to move stars.
You don't know what you're doing. Miranda, we can help you, but you have to fight.
Miranda is a part of us now. She's accepted that.
Bullshit.
You're lying.
I have no reason to lie. Every one of us on this crusade has fought
She's no
wars
more a willing
more
participant than a
brutal and
Borg
consuming
drone.
than you could fathom. But I want to reach a peaceful resolution to this. Carter, we have a plan for you. And for the others, too. We don't want to have to
So do the
destroy
Borg.
I'll negotiate with Miranda. Our Miranda. When you release her.
She's still here. In a way.
In a way?
We can continue this conversation in person. I'll see you on the bridge very soon.
Let's get to engineering
Comm
then.
badges. She's tracking our location with them.
If we have to use force to free our fellow Scions, there will be casualties.
We can't stay here. And we need to disable the transmitters.
Where'd you go? You don't want to talk to me?
She's trying to keep you talking.
I mean, I get it. But I'm trying to help you.
That's very old-fashioned looking.
Got it.
Mine's done too.
Time to hit the road.
You've forgotten something. They know where we're going.
Set to stun. You're not going to shoot a guy who's unconscious, are you?
You keep getting in my way.
We've managed this far without doing it your way.
We are hardly in control of this situation.
You know what? You can argue on the way. Now let's move it.
I hope it is set to maximum stun. Keep them cold for as long as possible. Are we going back to the Resolute? Or to the surface, rather? Oh. The Last Guardian. I am the Guardian of Forever.
Our coordinates match the exact location where Riker met Portal 6-3.
Unlike Riker's team, we beamed down without a problem.
How nice of them.
It's quiet.
Portal has to know we're here.
If he won't come to us, we'll go to him. Spread out.
But don't go individually, like maybe let's go in teams. Hello, Doctor.
Doctor?
Commander? Keeping an eye on those Duridium levels? Good. Last thing we need are your cells destabilizing on a hostile alien planet.
Well, can I talk to the rest of them? Okay. Hello, Westbrook.
Anything unusual, Commander?
It's all unusual, to be honest. We've precious little data on this planet, so brief was Captain Riker's visit. Anything he didn't see himself is a total unknown.
We deal with unknowns all the time. Part of the job.
I'm accustomed to dealing with the unknown from my station on the bridge.
Is that resentment for being selected for the away team, Commander? Can't speak to the red shirts. Hey! I'm pretty sure this one used to wear gold. And this one used to wear blue. I'm quite certain of that fact.
He's not an asset, so be ready for anything.
They're so unnecessary that they've got the shirt colors wrong. What, I can't speak to Bedrosian? Oh.
This is where Portal 6-3 projected his image.
He was guarding this bridge. That has to mean something.
We'll move forward when you're ready, Commander.
Of course, of course. What's up here?
Portal 6-3! Anybody!
I'm gonna have to get that clip so that you can understand what I'm laughing at. Burn marks. From the Ferengi disruptors?
Burn marks.
Report mentioned phaser fire being redirected toward these strange crystals.
It also mentioned Portal calling down lightning bolts.
Better keep our guards up.
Yes, yes. Is this where, like, one of them was, like, hanging upside down from? I think it is Tasha. No. It was,
If I recall right, Geordi LaForge transported in here, hanging upside down.
I guess we're lucky we were spared the indignity.
We also spared the bloody indignity of seeing early Ferengis. Ugh.
You work with your females and force them to wear clothing.
These crystals are dormant.
Riker's report said they were glowing, that they served as energy collectors.
I'll shoot them with the
Could be
phaser.
a good sign they're inactive.
Shoot them with
the
the
Guardian
phaser.
of the Tkon doesn't have his guard up.
Shoot them with the phaser. Power them up. Right. Onward. Don't want to fall down. What happens if I fall down? Oh. No. Okay.
Follow me.
Don't lag behind, red shirt.
Ends here. Is it me, or did that path just disappear?
Is that where we came from?
There was a path there a moment ago.
There must be an explanation.
Fascinating. Did we just walk through some solid rock? Stop. No, I don't want to scan. Fine, I'll fucking scan.
Tetrametric pulses.
Same energy as the other Tkon technology.
Makes sense.
Most of the crystals appear dormant. What's different about
She's
this
only a
one?
lieutenant commander?
Readings indicate there's a cavity in the rock right behind it.
We could try melting a hole through the wall with our phasers.
Worth a try.
Oh, why not? Can I look around to see if it is the bridge that turned into solid rock now? Fine.
Nothing.
There's gotta be a weakness. Somewhere it isn't totally solid. Whoa!
An illusion.
I'm sure that wall was as real as the rest of them. I felt it.
It's almost like our holodeck technology, but far more advanced.
Far more
The crystals must be absorbing the energy from our phasers.
I'm picking up something. A biosignature. It's faint, but it's there.
With me.
Right. I can't take out my tricorder or anything. Biosignature. We're gonna find one of those Ferengi. Anybody?
Another dead end.
Or another illusion.
Crewman LaRue, if you would.
No, he's gonna die.
Devolve to Resolute. Beam crewman LaRue directly to medical.
Is he okay?
He'll live.
As soon as the main character told the red shirt to do it, I knew, like this, it's gonna fucking die.
Not all crystals work the same, it seems.
Don't fire your phasers at any crystals unless we're sure they're putting out the same pulses as before.
Oh my god, the red shirts! The red shirts! Use your the red shirts!
Tetrametric. Good sign.
This crystal may be creating an illusion that can be dispelled with a phase blast. Does that mean it's safe to shoot? Okay, let's try and do this smartly.
Commander!
Look at that.
Trust, but verify.
Indeed.
What if the rock's also a hologram? Nice chasm.
We don't have any data about what's below the surface on Delphi Ardu 4. And I don't feel a particularly strong urge to find out.
Then that makes two of us.
Mine more crystals giving off tetramet. Across chasm?
More crystals. Need a way across.
Is this the one I shot? Oh. Dead bush?
I wonder if this place was always so lifeless.
I mean, logically, a dead plant cannot exist unless a live plant once existed. No tetrametric radiation. What happens if I... Okay. Okay. I shrugged that off. That ensign fucking died. And I shrugged it off.
Aside from the breathable atmosphere, this is a remarkably inhospitable planet. Traces indicate there was once living flora, but it's been dead so long it's practically turned to stone.
From what Portal told Riker, it was an outpost to defend the far edge of the Tkon Empire.
Well, it's not that now. Now, it's a grave.
Now, it's a grave. Right, cross the chasm, don't shoot any more bad crystals. I've never been a fan of the cross-holstering. Well, that's a problem. I've only got Westbrook here. That's not giving off metrotetic postals. Postals. Metrotetic postals.
Good.
Cool. I can't jump, so parkour's out of the question. Where are you coming from? Is this a new place? Oh, well, I have no idea where I am, apparently. Let me scan it. That's really close. Let me scan it.
Tetrametric.
Wait.
Better go see what's different.
I really hope it's this one.
The way's clear. Good work, Commander.
Thank you. I only
We'll
got.
make sure it's safe.
I'm only almost dead. How'd we get back? What? I thought the bridge disappeared. Anyway. Anybody? Whoa, that's a big one. Plants. Big old clovers.
Incredible.
The plants here are actually alive. Is this the biosignature you detected, Doctor?
I mean, they're not very alive.
No. Not a match.
They're kind of drying. Well, I can't scan this big-ass thing. Oh.
Tetrametric.
Red shirt, you do it.
It's creating an illusion as well.
Based on the data we have so far.
Only one thing left to do.
Doctor, be ready to beam us out if it turns out we're wrong.
Why are all of us shooting it?
Evolve to Resolute. Lock transporter on away team.
Big crystal doesn't necessarily mean big phaser. Wait, hold on. Which is which? Oh, okay.
Amazing.
There's nothing like this in any Federation record.
What is that glowing?
The plants.
The plants were an illusion. Fascinating. That's a bit sad. Ow. Ah.
Barbarians.
It's him.
How dare you disturb me? I'd hoped you had enough sense to leave of your own accord, but here you stand. Fools.
We need assistance, dickhead.
In another time, I would have destroyed you and your ship simply for setting foot in this place.
The ship didn't set
Fortunately
foot
for you,
anywhere.
That time has passed.
It's set in a cell.
Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tkon Empire. We've come a long way to meet you.
Jolan True.
Guardian. I am guardian of nothing. The Tkon no longer exists.
Well, I've got a good old surprise for you.
To be reminded. If this is why you've come, then you should leave. Now.
We need your help.
My help?
You're the only one we can ask.
You're hiding something. Futile.
The Resolute's database is being accessed.
Fantastic.
The Tkon have returned? After so long, how could they? Explain.
Assimilation.
Now.
Tkonian technology made it possible. To enable the transfer of consciousness from one being to another after physical death.
Through, well, no, first the transfer of one being into a little crystal thing, and then from the crystal into another being, but yeah.
Bioforming. A group of Tkonians calling themselves Scions of the Flame used it to reawaken after hundreds of millennia.
Scions of the Flame?
Insurgents?
Is something wrong?
Rebels?
I'd hardly
Zealots?
call them Tkon. They were a radical faction with beliefs outside the mainstream. Beliefs that lesser life forms should serve as vessels to ensure Tkon immortality.
The Borg?
You want me to help you destroy them?
Well, no. We want you to help us not be destroyed by them.
That's why you've come. You want to destroy these Scions.
There is a war looming that could engulf the Quadrant. We want you to help us bring about peace before it gets to that point.
Peace always comes at a cost.
They have an incredibly powerful energy source they call the Cartabula.
These Scions have the Cartabula.
And they've used it as a weapon against us.
I will speak with you.
What are you...
Alright. Goodbye, guys. I hope we're going somewhere nice. Oh, we are. Fancy.
Where are we? Where's my team?
We're in one of those
They're
vaults.
safe where we left them.
What? Why can't we talk here?
That the Scions have stolen the Cartabula is deeply concerning.
Fantastic.
And to be honest, I'd rather speak with you alone, Jara Rydek.
Well, why couldn't we do that down there, you fuckface? Jesus. Don't you Don't you dare disappear just now.
Your colleagues don't know what it means to be the last of one's kind.
Neither do
you
I.
and I are remnants of fallen civilizations. The Kobliad, the Tkon. One dying, one dead.
That's depressing.
Our species could not be more different, but we both know the meaning of loss.
More or less.
The others wouldn't understand.
But I'm not alone in the Federation. I'm a part of something larger, just like your Tkon Empire was.
We are not the same.
Sure, the visuals are interesting. But I'm basically just holding W. Don't fucking do it again, bitch.
Tell me, why spend your days away from your own people when so few of them are left? Why live your life working for this federation to which the Kobliad do not even belong? And
my loyalties
submit
lie not with my people, with myself, and myself wants the Federation.
yourself to their authority. It makes no sense. Not by my logic.
The Federation isn't an authority to be obeyed. At its heart, it's a set of principles meant to ensure the survival and safety of all species, regardless of their origin.
Or membership.
You told Riker you'd wait until you were needed. You're needed now. We need you.
As much as it pains me to learn the Cartabula has fallen into the hands of the Scions, my services are not up for offer.
Why? What can we do to convince you? This is kind of important. If you'll just stop bloody... What if I fall off the fucking edge? I'm getting overly frustrated.
To be chosen as a portal was to give one's entire self to the cause of protecting the Tkon Empire. I left behind everything I know, and now you want me to turn against my own people.
No, you said it yourself. There were radical
Betrayal of my
factions.
oath, and everything I vowed to protect.
Every Tkon that comes back does so by stealing someone's body. They are killing to come back.
What you call bioforming, we thought of as a marginal science. But if these reborn Tkon plan to restore the Empire, is that a disaster to be avoided?
They're doing it by immoral
Technology is
means.
so advanced, it could save millions of species currently on the brink of extinction.
Well, then offer that technology instead of forcing it down their fucking throats.
Including your own. And at the price of a small few, think of how the many could benefit. Instead, it sounds as if you are reacting out of fear, before you have a full understanding of what's at stake.
They're taking over people's bodies non-consensually. That cannot be allowed. Regardless of the benefits.
I don't think you've given this full consideration. You may have more to gain than to lose.
You told me your people didn't use bioforming. That's because you knew it was wrong. Wrong to employ on an individual basis, and surely wrong on a galactic scale.
You are correct. The Tkon did not use bioforming on a large scale. That the way these Scions are using it would not have been accepted when the Empire still stood.
So stand for those principles despite the lack of standing of the Empire.
I'm curious to see these Scions masquerading as true Tkon. So I will go with you, and we shall find them. But when we do, I will judge them myself as a guardian of the Tkon.
As is your right.
To understand their true intentions.
Hey!
For better.
I literally said that.
Or worse.
It's certainly your right to make your own decisions. I won't tell you otherwise.
Very well. I'll return you now.
Commander!
Hold
Phase
your
is
fire.
down.
I'm all right. He's coming with us.
Mission success, guys.
Assumed the worst. She's perfectly fine. Now then, shall we?
All right. We can beam up your... Do you have any equipment or tools?
He has a knife on a stick.
This is all I need.
Cool.
Away team +1. Ready to beam up.
Energize. The overload incident. That's a lot of fucking warp cores.
Interesting.
Redundancy. If one goes down in battle, we can still operate.
Makes this more difficult, though.
This ship can...
No, if 3 go down in battle, you can still operate. I feel like this is overkill. Those things are they're very dangerous. The more you have, the more power, yes, but also the more chance of a warp core breach. You've quadrupled the chance that any Federation starship has. When they have auxiliary warp cores, I'm pretty sure they're dismantled and not active.
maintain warp with half the cores offline. We'll need to...
Except the Prometheus. But, you know.
Disable 3 of them.
Where are the engine schematics? Power flow routing charts.
We're soldiers, not engineers. I thought you would know what to do.
We understand how to operate it under normal conditions.
You're in good hands. We can do this.
I trust that you can.
I trust you do.
You at least know where we should start?
This way.
Fantastic. Just look for the antimatter flow line and sort of pinch it off. Put a kink in the line. Well, I mean, without disabling the magnetic containment that stops the antimatter from actually touching the line, which is matter, which would cause it to detonate.
What are we dealing with?
A warp core. One of 4 warp cores powering the Xeldi. Thermal output indicates each core alone could not sustain a minimal warp, but harmonic infusion of at least 2 cores would produce an exponential increase in power. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. Anything else to scan? Radiation-resistant casting, protecting the warp core's matter-antimatter reaction chamber. That's good. That's good. What the f... There's nothing to... Oh. Thermostatic sensor relays temperature signals to automated coolant valve controls. Fantastic.
Cores are running really hot. Makes sense, since they've been producing at max output since we left Atari space.
No ship can run for very long like that. Not before a catastrophic failure hits.
It's right on the edge. We just need to figure out a way to give it a push.
That console down there could tell us a few
Hold
things.
on. No, catastrophic is not the type of word that I would associate with a little gentle slowing down, which is what we want, because a violent slowing down, as you said, would rupture the hull. That is fun. Right, which console did you say, Nilly? Nilly? How did you get here so fast? I literally slid down a fucking ladder.
Whatever we do, we need to make sure the Tkon can't undo it.
So we need a way to permanently disable the reactors that won't destroy...
Eject every single antimatter storage pod that we have on board and kink the line.
the ship and kill us all in the process.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Warp core ejection.
Okay, that
The
too.
question is, how do we make it happen?
For 3 cores. Coolant system, reactor status, safety protocols.
The safety protocols don't look much different from the Resolute.
We have to simulate
Breach
a warp core
protection.
breach.
Reduce output, command override. Cease matter, antimatter flow, command override. Emergency warp core ejection. computer control.
Even command functions can't override one of the most crucial safety measures.
So the protocol's still active. That's good.
Simulate a breach. Reactor status, coolant system, shut down the coolant.
The reactor coolant system is operating at emergency containment levels.
It's just barely keeping the temperature in check.
Cut the
Maybe
lines.
we can use that. If it gets this high, their system considers a reactor breach imminent. Looks like if sensors show a core is about to rupture, the computer will eject it automatically rather than risk a breach.
So we need to increase the warp core's temperatures.
If we destroy the coolant regulators, there won't be anything to keep these reactors from going over.
And it will trigger the ejection. Let's peel these suckers open. I'll take that one.
I'll take the one next to it.
Certainly.
The second you two start dumping cores, the Tkon will know we're here.
We'll be vulnerable. Stuck in one place while you work.
We will have to make a stand.
Start thinking about an escape plan. I have a feeling we're gonna need one.
We'll barricade the door. Work quickly.
You guys have escape pods? Right, so are we going to just shoot the lines and hope that they don't have the type of coolant that dissolves organic matter?
We might not have our tools, but our phasers can do this in a pinch.
Fantastic. Oh, wasn't expecting another
We better get this right.
cover.
If we foul it up and this whole thing goes boom,
Then at least they will not be achieving their objective.
we don't know how much damage that Cartabula will do.
Look on the bright side. If it all goes to hell, we won't be around to see the fallout.
That certainly inspires confidence. It's not a starfleet warp core, but the coolant regulator has to be in here somewhere.
And let's hope that we can just pop the lines. Pop goes the weasel.
Warning. Warning. Warp
Oh, okay, so we're not actually shutting down the coolants. We're making it look like the warp cores are hot without making them actually hot. At least I think that's what we're doing.
output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Okay, now they're definitely gonna know we're down here.
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
We have one more core to eject before they can stop warping.
Just one more to go.
They're here!
They're cutting through the door. We don't have much time.
Hold the Mac.
Okay, same as before. We just gotta...
I mean, it only needs one of us. The other one can do sniping from the up place. Oh. Whoop. Oh, that's useless. Ow!
Go! Finish!
I really like how they designed this engine room. Like the actual design and how the engines work and the fact that they need 2 warp cores. It's good world building.
Hey! Would you mind not shooting at the matter-antimatter reactor?
Was that the Major?
What? No!
Get the warp core done, or we're all dead.
What do you mean, no? Oi! Oh, shit!
Just about got it! No! Shoot!
Huh?
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Fantastic. Their objective is impossible to fulfill.
You did it.
Do we have an evacuation plan? Whoa.
You got another way out of here?
I think so.
Great. Jeffrey's tubes? Or your equivalent?
Can you climb?
I mean, you only really need your arms to climb, so... Depending on how strong I guess that depends on how strong the upper body strength of an Alydian is.
Out of Sorella, my friend.
Oh. Can you guys move it? Jesus! Wait, what? I'm a little confused. I thought she was going with us. Oh god. She was talking about the afterlife, wasn't she? I guess Alydians have really low upper body strength. Kapla, Lieutenant.
You want me? I'm right here.
I feel like I could climb just using my upper body.
Not you too.
Calm yourself, child.
Kai Wynn vibes. Wow.
It will all be better soon.
Better? Question is, which one are you?
Wake up, Manka Umet.
Manka?
Return to us.
We are
Join the flame.
To reclaim what was lost.
Why are her eyes green but no one else? Oh.
We don't need to watch this.
I do. I want to remember every moment when I make them pay. But this isn't the end. I will avenge Itasca. Swear to me, you will join me in this.
Yeah, sure.
How about we try to save her?
That's a dream.
As long as she's alive and her memories are still in there, there's still hope.
Hope is what you turn to when you have nothing left you can do. And there's still something I can do for Itasca. And I shall.
He's going to kill her? What do they want at the edge of the galaxy?
There's so much I want to ask you.
There's so little I can tell you. I'm a portal, not a scientist, but I'll certainly do my best. I can only assume this is one of your older starships.
Oh, fuck you.
One would think, given the importance of your mission, they might send a ship of a more recent vintage. But, apparently not.
Actually, the Resolute is one of our state-of-the-art starships.
That must be some sort of contemporary humor.
She's loaded with the latest and greatest technology in the galaxy.
I mean, she is a centaur, which was developed from the Excelsior, so she isn't new, but certainly she must have been refit. She looks very refit.
I've never felt more unsafe.
Good.
Something wrong?
Not at all. The galaxy has grown more diverse since the days of the Tkon Empire.
Yeah, we got purple people and blue people.
Because you conquered everyone who didn't look like you.
That's an assumption and a bit inflammatory.
Most lesser civilizations willingly join the Empire to enjoy the benefits of an advanced way of life.
Sounds a bit like the Federation.
That expansion came with its own set of problems, so I admire your ability to diversify without creating conflict.
It sometimes happens.
That was always our challenge. And perhaps, ultimately, our downfall.
The Federation prides itself on its inclusiveness. I'd say it's one of our greatest strengths.
As the Vulcans say, infinite diversity in infinite combinations.
Interesting. I'd be curious to meet one of these Vulcans.
Oh, I've got a bunch aboard. At least one. The chief engineer.
If this is the best you have, then so be it.
Jesus.
To locate this scion, Galvin, I'll need full access to your ship's systems.
Sure.
Full access?
Huh. You must be out of your mind.
No, I'm right here, completely in my mind. And with all due respect to your advanced technology, the simple fact is that I won't be able to locate him without it. Perhaps I should have made that clear up front. I'll need to make certain modifications.
I can't promise anything, but let me see what I can do.
Just know, without it, I won't be able to help you.
This isn't gonna fly.
I'll see you on the bridge.
The captain's not gonna like it.
Captain Solano, I'd like to introduce you to Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tkon Empire.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Wow,
Likewise.
you're old as shit.
I can't say I've ever met a portal before. There is no modern equivalent. Not within the Federation, at least.
He's been kind enough to agree to help us find Galvin.
I am at your service, to whatever extent I can be of help.
If nothing else, I'm sure you're happy for a change of scenery. You spent 600,000 years at your post. That certainly takes an uncommon level of dedication.
We all have our duty.
Of course. But I'm curious. You were stationed there in preparation for what, exactly?
Any and all threats to the Empire.
An empire that no longer exists. Which suggests you weren't very successful.
Jesus Christ, this is not the time, Captain. Holy shit.
That's what...
You said you needed my help. I didn't come here to be insulted. Perhaps that was a mistake. I'd be happy to return to Delphi Ardu at any time.
Of course, the fall of the Empire had nothing to do with you. We know that.
Do you? Because it seems your captain has a different opinion.
I'm merely curious where your allegiances might lie. Clearly it's with the Tkon.
Yes, Captain. You have found me out and exposed my true loyalties to the Tkon.
It's a radical faction. It's not the Tkon.
Not to the Scions of the Flame, who do nothing more than tarnish us in name and reputation and don't deserve to be called Tkon. That's why I'm here.
The thing is, he doesn't need us. He doesn't give a shit. He's at the end of his life. His empire's gone. He doesn't care. We need him. So he kind of we don't have the leverage with which to whack him on the head with stupid questions.
And if you'd be so kind as to give me access to your ship's systems, we can get on with it. And you can stop wasting my time.
Access to our systems? That's completely out of the question.
Why?
Tell me that's not what you promised.
I didn't promise anything.
We're vulnerable enough as it is. And now we're supposed to give him access to everything?
Captain, I know it's a risk. But right now it's our best shot at finding Galvin and that ship.
And our crew.
Now I understand your reluctance. I never imagined offering to help would be met with such ignorance. Bordering on incompetence.
If you're not enjoying your visit to our ship, we'd be more than happy to let you wither away back on your pathetic little...
Oh my god, I'm gonna take your head, Captain, and shove it up your fuck...
Captain?
You clearly do not appreciate the magnitude of the threat the Scions pose. So myopic is your focus on your own ego. I will not be leaving until they have been found.
Commander Rydek, a word.
Why not? My god, I'm gonna call Starfleet and I'm gonna have Riker fucking corporal punishment you.
I waited 600,000 years for this.
Jesus.
You realize this puts me in an incredibly difficult position.
Yes, we
I was
are
against seeking-
already in an incredibly difficult position, Captain. Hence, we are turning to a desperate option like giving this fuckface access to our systems.
Out from the start. But now, to give him access to our systems? It's insane.
Why?
And you somehow expect me to believe his allegiance is with us?
Yes!
You heard what he said in there. There's no way we can trust him.
I might otherwise agree, but you're missing the most important point. He's a Tkon, and he may be loyal to the Tkon, but not to the Scions of the Flame. He's against everything they believe in. You heard what he said.
There's too much at stake to be wrong on this.
Yes.
We sought him out for a reason. To help him find our missing crew, Galvin, and those Alydian ships. This is the plan we agreed to with Ambassador Spock.
Which I never liked. But here we are. You know what this mission means to us. Not just for the Federation.
Oh, shut up.
But for me personally.
Fuck you. I don't give a shit.
I can't afford another screw-up.
Yes, you can't!
Losing the shield algorithms was bad enough. This could be the end of my career.
Captain, you have my word. I will do everything within my power to protect you.
I appreciate that. It's not just my career on the line here. It's both of ours.
It's the
I'm
Federation.
going to trust your instincts on this one.
Thank you.
I just hope you're right. For both of our sakes. Let me know if you find anything.
We're good. You may begin.
I will, of course, have to make a few modifications.
Maybe we should call
of modifications?
Chovak up here?
To find Tkonian technology requires Tkonian technology.
Please don't make the ship ugly with
If this
crystals.
Scion Gallivan modified his ships, then I must do likewise to yours.
Please don't make it ugly. Oh, no. He's making the ship ugly.
The galaxy is nearly infinite in size and complexity. This may take a moment.
I think we should get Chovak up here to make sure he's not breaking things.
How long
I
will it
found
take?
something. There you are.
What is it? Galvin?
It's his homeworld.
Someone is using
Never mind.
Tkonian technology. I can't get the precise bearings, but it's located in the Palisades cluster.
I'll let the captain know. Rydek to Solano. I think Portal may have located Galvin.
I'll be right there.
I'm getting all kinds of interference. Almost impossible to lock on the energy signature.
Just pop
Where's
into the
he
system.
In the Palisades cluster.
Interesting. Can you lock in on the location?
No.
Not until you get me closer.
Lieutenant Handar, set a course for the Palisades cluster.
Aye, Captain.
Well, I suppose I owe you an apology. You were right after all. That's what I get for questioning the advice of my first officer. You always have my back.
No apology necessary. Your concerns were valid.
Nonetheless, I should learn to trust your instincts, which were absolutely right. Nice work. Let me know if you find anything more.
Will do.
Is he stroking my ego as a manipulative tactic? God, I hope not.
What's wrong?
I didn't want to say anything until I was certain. But the reason for the interference is simple. There's a Tkonian device on this ship being used to block the signal. Whoever planted it was exceptionally clever. They knew how and where to hide it. But they have underestimated my abilities.
Engineering.
Take care of the Tkonian device, and I can find Galvan for you. It's designed to interfere with all transmissions, or at least delay and confuse the effort to find Galvan's ship.
Hold on. My understanding is that Tkon technology requires a Tkon to operate. Is there another Tkon on this ship?
The Scions could have someone on the ship, doing everything they can to stop us from finding Galvan.
Don't worry, I'll get this fixed. We're going to find that ship.
Right. I think that is for the next episode. So this is very exciting. There's potentially a Tkon on the ship and has planted a device in engineering next to the warp core, which is very volatile because it's a warp core antimatter reaction, to stop us from finding Sidron. The captain seems to be making a turnaround and is trusting us and being less egotistical. And we have Portal 6-3. We're escaping, and the Lieutenant Itasca is now a Tkon. Maris is being Tkon. And, yeah. With that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Jolan True.